you sound good in my ears.
Fabulous.
Because we're on La Zoom for like the first time. Oh, I kind of miss having you on the couch with me.
You're not even on the couch. I thought I'd see you on the couch.
No, I'm not going to sit there without you. That's weird.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Candice.
And welcome to Don't Start.
And as we like to say, don't start.
Candice, save it for the show.
Exactly. So let's get to it.
And then I have my therapy dog on my lap
You
who,
have your therapy
if
dog.
I do anything on the computer, this is where she just wants to be a part of it.
You
And
know what
Chad too.
though? I love it. She wants to be in on the fun and
Yes.
like, but
If she
not even like laying on your lap sleeping, like full on into the microphone, like
I,
face into the camera.
honestly, that's my dream. When someday, Juno, you're just gonna start talking. I keep trying. Have you seen the video of the dog saying "I love you," but like "row, row," it like sounds like it?
Yes.
I'm like, in her life, that is my goal.
You know what? If your dog could say I love you like that, I would love it. I mean,
Yeah.
we just taught Mav love you. It's not a dog, it's my child, it's a human.
Oh,
And he goes, and he actually goes, love you, love you, love you. So now he's saying it to every human he passes, love you. I'm like, oh,
oh,
jeez.
that.
But I would love it if a dog, if Cannoli, can look at Cannoli behind me, passed out. That's who's sitting on the couch,
Oh my goodness, how great is this?
passed
See,
out,
we get to bring our guests of honor, our puppy dogs.
passed out.
But it's
How,
funny, like, even like Juno is a quiet dog primarily. She
oh
doesn't,
no, if you think she's quiet,
I do.
I feel like she's got some energy behind her. Dude,
Oh,
when
yeah,
you
yeah. But no, she's like not a big barker. So when we
oh
first got
yes.
her, like at one point we like panicked because we're like, wait a second, where is she? And we like
Interesting.
locked her by mistake in like one of the rooms. And we like closed the door behind her and she didn't even bark. She just like
She
sat there.
mm, I
But
feel
this is
like
great. This is really fun. I think we have a different energy here.
I have glasses on, you have a hat on. The hat is
Okay.
more normal for you. The glasses are less normal for me.
Yeah, so are these are
These
special red light, blue light? What are they called?
so it's blue light
Yes.
glasses, but now I'm wondering if I need like some real ass glasses. And here's why. I feel when I'm holding stuff close to me that it's kind of blurry.
Well, I mean, you have to admit that to yourself. I've had glasses since I was maybe like sixth grade, seventh grade.
Dude,
But
you've had glasses since you were in the sixth grade. I never see you with glasses ever.
well, yeah, I wear contacts. I primarily have worn contacts the whole time. But my prescription hasn't changed. And like I came close to wanting to do laser, but it scared the bejesus. And like you just start hearing horror stories. Do you know what I mean? Like where it's like
Wait, I'm still back where you have glasses since like the sixth grade. I've known you for a million years and I've never seen you put in contacts.
you've always seen her working. Because I don't really wear when she's home, sometimes she wears her glasses. But look at we have a new less about me, more about what this episode's about.
Oh
Because
my God. I literally was gonna do an intro to Katie
yes,
and
you will get it. Well, no, we didn't even get you. You just spoiled it. You said her name. We didn't even give her a title yet. But I was gonna say, you and I have energy all over the place, right? You and I could chit chat about literally anything,
I
and we
don't
need
know, can we?
somebody to reel us in. But Candace, I hand it over to you because Candace, you're about to do an intro.
Was, but I didn't realize I'm such a dork that I thought I did a waiting room in the Zoom. So I was gonna like
Oh no.
but
I can
I'm so
disappear.
bad.
Shall I
No,
disappear?
don't even speak.
Don't
You have to
even
put the thing over your
speak.
camera.
Just pretend you're, oh wait, do what happened to me on a Zoom recently in a meeting. The dude put construction tape over his camera because he didn't want to be seen. I'm like, just turn the camera off. Dang what? Like,
Technology sometimes is difficult, and that is why we have this phenomenal woman in our team.
we're really excited about this. I feel like this is something Sarah and I have been like needing in this podcast. Like, we are great. Candice and Sarah are great. The
Thank
problem is
you.
Candice and Sarah don't necessarily like I don't want to say we don't fact check because we do, but then we're both like, oh shit, we forgot to do something. And like I think Sarah and Candace's brain, as I'm talking about, like we're not here, third person, we work exactly the same. And so we looked at each other one day and we were like, I feel like we need a producer. Well, we joked about it in the couple of first episodes, being like, producer, help us, where we just
Keep
needed
us
guidance.
honest.
Keep
Keep
us
us honest.
and also truthful when, especially when I'm like, oh, you know that movie from blah blah blah, and I don't remember the title, and I botch it. And now we have an amazing producer who I am so happy to bring aboard, and I'm sure Sarah is as well. We've known Katie Schickert I've known Katie Schickert since I'm, hold on, like 20. Oh my God, so many years. And we all are from the entertainment industry. She is an actor, she's a voiceover genius. She is also now dipping her toes into producer land, which makes me so happy because she's so good at it. She's great at like literally streamlining everyone's conversation just to get to the point to make the meeting
Our thought process, streamlining our thought process.
right. I feel like she's going to be the voice from above when we have like brain farts and things that need to be ironed out.
Had so many different titles that we were going.
Oh, this was funny. We chat GBT this because we were like, you know what? What is a great title?
Wait,
Because
you didn't
she's
think I created all those?
no, I only know that because you taught me, Sarah, to chat GBT things. And I was like, oh, I guess
No,
I could
I
ask.
came up with the behind the scenes expert.
Which I actually
There's
thought that was a
also
really good
production
title.
insider, backstage authority, production strategist. Well, I was really nervous about strategist or strategist, production liaison, but I think we might go with Triple P, podcast program producer.
I love Triple P. I think Triple P is great. When I first brought this to Katie and Sarah, we remember we were together and Katie was like, no, Katie goes, I'll be your like, no, I said it. I'm sorry, Candice, me. I said, she's our resident nerd. And Sarah goes, Candice? And I was like, no. Katie said that title. I wasn't calling her a nerd, which by the way, all three of us are nerds. So let's just be honest.
Well, let's bring in the Triple P
Triple P.
resident nerd to join us.
Oh, hello.
With the best microphone out of all of us,
Got
of
such a
course.
good
Your voice from
microphone.
above. I need a good God mic, right?
It does sound like God. It really does. An angel from above.
Thank God, you look
Aw.
good, girl.
Oh, hey, thanks.
Yeah.
Brought to you by some makeup and, Zoom beauty effects. Gotta
Which
love
Katie
that.
Katie has brought in her knowledge to be like, Candice, you can add a filter onto your camera when you're doing a Zoom. I was like, what? I'm the one not doing that.
Look, it's, little tweaks. It's not changing everything, but it gives a little boost on dreary days like today.
Well,
Katie-
that's what my hat is usually my filter, right?
love
Yeah,
your
but your
hat.
hats are so good.
You put
I
on
usually-
a hat.
And I'll do blue light glasses, which my vision, I still don't need glasses, but the blue light, sometimes just adds my little brother calls them personality glasses.
You know what, Katie? I'm slightly concerned. I think I need full glasses now, but I'm wearing personality ones right now.
Yeah,
But
I love it. They look
Let's
great.
just talk about that as someone that's a glasses wearer
Yes.
in my life for real. I'll wear my glasses because Candace knows me for how long and didn't realize I have glasses.
No.
But they'll look at me and they'd be like, "Oh, are those real?" I said, "Yeah, they help me see." So your personality glasses out there, let me tell you, I don't wish you to get glasses, but
appreciate
I
that.
get a kick out of it. We have somebody at work recently who's like making it a thing as an interviewer. I'm like, people wear glasses. They have eyesight issues.
I mean, for me, it's a blonde thing. If I don't feel like wearing eye makeup or penciling in my eyebrows, I feel like if I put on a dark
Yes.
framed glass, that's my makeup for the day.
I love that you said it's a blonde thing. And my immediate thought was like, are you trying to look smarter? Because you
Wait, so
Well,
let me tell one quick
is
story.
it sad that I thought that? Or
No,
you can
because
judge
I'm going
me?
to tell you
No,
exactly.
because I'm a nerd all by myself.
But
True.
I'll tell you, Candace
Yeah.
and Katie,
Yes.
I literally have said this before. When I don't wear glasses, people don't ask me really like questions, like where, like directions or where things are or anything like that might be helpful. If I put on glasses, people communicate with me differently. Completely what you just
know,
said.
I love that you're bringing this to the forefront. This is obviously not the topic of today's episode, but we have to discuss this because Katie and I are we have like a friend group where we're in like this like group text chat thing.
Yeah.
And one of our friends, of course not, I'm not revealing any information, but she was going on and on about glasses, saying like she was nervous, whatever, she had to get glasses. I don't know, something to that effect. And I came in and she was like, there's going to be judgment around the glasses. And I was like, just so you know, I've literally been told by like my agents and reps in the past, I've been told, hey, Candice, when you're like going to a meeting, or hey, Candice, if you're doing a photo shoot, bring a pair of glasses, like just throw them on if you're about to like do a pitch, you're a comedian, you're an actress, but like if they want to take you seriously as a writer, throw in on those glasses. And I always laugh because I'm like, is this like a costume? Then now all of a sudden I'm smarter now that I'm wearing the glasses?
Yes. The
That
message
is
is
still
yes.
that is still a thing. I thought that was a joke in the 90s. It's still a thing.
It's a joke. When was it a joke in the 90s? And what does it
Oh,
even
Oh,
mean?
because you
I
take
think
off the
oh,
glasses and all of a
Oh,
sudden you're
Superman.
beautiful.
It's
that
just a
was
Superman joke.
a Superman joke, but that was a thing in my school growing up. Girls would we'd had glasses day, and it was fake glasses with no glass in it, by the way. Because
Let me tell you,
Not
as
all
someone that
girls.
spends so much money on glasses, leave it alone. I think it's just so funny. But can I have one recommendation, which does make me a little bunkers?
Yeah, go for
Look
it.
for non-glare. Get non-glare because I could see the
Yeah.
glare of your computer.
Or take the lens out.
No,
But I
don't
want
do
the
that.
blue light. I want
When
the
we
blue
got
light.
Yeah, look up blue light non-glare.
I have another pair, but it's so heavy on my face. It like hurts.
But
I'm
does
like,
that
that
make
hurts.
sense so that we could
It
see your
does, because
eyeballs? Because if you're pitching and we see the computer, right, it's a distraction.
Yeah.
I
We
can't
want to see
find the
those
other one.
eyeballs.
Those
Katie,
eyeballs.
thank you for being a part of this
Ah,
We're
with
so
us
excited.
on this unique, extraordinary journey of podcast land. The little podcast that could.
and
It
will.
really and will. See, this is why Katie's here, because she's going to be the voice from above. She's going to join us, guys, for every episode, and every episode she can, of course, join us for. And every now and then you'll hear her voice pop in being like, no, Candice, the real answer is.
Yes, and
Or
please don't hesitate. Now we have introduced you, so it's not the secret messages on Zoom that we never
which
pay attention to.
No,
I
they
don't
don't. I love you guys, but you really don't.
I don't understand where it is. And then I
I
get
know.
caught up in like the guest and what they're looking like and what
Understood.
we're looking like. I have to be better at reading the things. I told you Joan Rivers did, and it always blew my mind. She would write her jokes and her like key points on giant index cards and put them at the foot of the stage. And she'd walk through the stage just looking down at the next joke. And I'm like, I feel like that's going to be me with like, Katie, just hold up a giant index card, being like, no, like that's literally how I feel. But no,
I
I'm
could
so
do the
glad.
little hand raise in Zoom.
Yeah.
But now I can just, chime in.
Pop in.
So,
Yes.
hey.
We love a good chime in, but let's learn a little bit about Katie. Katie
Uh-oh.
grew up in musical theater land, just like Sarah and I, which is so fun. Because obviously she gets a lot of our lingo, so we don't have to explain things.
So, Katie, can I ask you this? Do you
Please.
still identify as a theater girl?
Yes, I do. Absolutely. I do still identify as a theater girl, both in my heart, in my spirit, and I'm still out there auditioning from time to time. My resident nerd definitely expands to all things theater. I love a good theater fact. I love
let's
getting into a conversation about
let's
anything,
put it this
really.
way. I go see a show and I like pull up my text and I'm like, I gotta text Katie. I gotta
Love
hear her
it.
Why
thoughts.
don't you just text all of us? I want to join that party.
Please.
You want to join the party?
Of course
But
I do.
sometimes my thoughts are not streamlined. Oh
Oh,
no,
we-
they're kind. They're always kind. They're just not streamlined.
Yeah.
Didn't we just identify that Katie's here to streamline our thoughts?
That's true. That's true.
I will bring us back
It's
to the
like
start. But what's so
word vomit.
ironic about that is in work, I'm great at that. In life, I go on a million tangents while telling a story. I
Yeah.
think you both can attest to this. I always eventually get back to the point, but we go, I'm glad when people go on the journey with me. I'm a tangent-filled person in my personal life, but when it comes to work, yeah, I'm very good at making things succinct. I'm a
Yeah.
good editor for sure.
Yeah. You're very
Katie,
good at
when was the
that.
last time you sang 16 bars in an audition room?
Oh, like last week.
Look at
Oh God,
this.
she's really in
I'm
it.
back.
Oh, I think I'm
I'm
sweating
back
and I'm
into the
itching.
world.
Sarah, you getting hives? I just got red
Yes.
and flushed.
Oh, I'm so uncomfortable.
Hmm.
Full fury.
It's
What
the
was it
same.
for
I mean,
her?
nothing's really changed in that world.
Well, tell me a little bit. Do you now like so when we auditioned back in the day,
Yeah.
right?
Back in the
Like
day.
say maybe pre-equity card, but maybe equity. I don't remember. Do you remember like getting to the equity building at like 6, 7 in the morning
Riding the
Yes.
bench.
in the snow or
Yes.
Yeah.
rain, waiting
Yes.
for doors to open to sign up
With
to
my
audition?
little
Yes.
disc man. I had a CD
Yes.
disc man.
Yeah, you
You
did.
know, I remember very vividly standing outside of Chelsea Studios, which isn't
Mhm.
really used as
Oh, is
much.
that it's not a
It's
thing anymore,
not.
right?
No,
Yeah.
it's not really a
Why
thing from
not?
what
Do
I
we
know.
know?
I
Is
mean,
there any dirty like details about it, or they're just like
no, I
moving
think
on?
just the Pearl Studios opened up and I actually I'm just drawing conclusions I don't know for a fact,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I'm still in that course call world in musical theater when I go back to dip my toe in and it's the holding rooms are the same, the process is the same, the going in for your 16 or 8 bars is the same.
Oh my
And
God. Did we do
what's
8? Was there an 8?
oh
Yeah, there was
yeah.
a time when there was eight, and that's when you knew you're like, oh, this is cast. They just want to get out of here and go to lunch.
But I
Like,
have to say for our listeners,
Yeah, please.
I love like as much as we talk trash about this part of the process, this is where I met you guys. I mean, this is
I
how
know.
I met
True.
so many of
Best
my dear
friendship.
friends. It's just like in the trenches, in line,
Yes.
oh, I've seen you at the past 3 auditions. Maybe I'll learn your name this time. Or, you know,
Well, they say the name so much,
yeah,
right? Whether you're like going on to the next round or not. And you're like, they always say that name.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's so
exactly,
true.
exactly. So I have a special place in my heart for that, and
Oh,
especially
absolutely.
getting to reminisce because it's been a couple decades now.
Right.
Couple. The fact that she could say couple is scaring the shit out of
I
me.
know, I know. It's kind of crazy, but
Have you, do you still have your token music that you chose as 8 or 16, or has she changed a bunch, or have we added, or we stayed pretty much like, oh, this is the one, this is my high belt, this is my high C, and I'm gonna stay
Oh, I like
I
that.
mean, what I've learned, and this is, I think, also just part of maturing and having more confidence in like who I am, what I do, and what I
Yeah.
can bring to the table, whether, the person behind the table buys it or not, is just you don't need 20 things.
Yeah.
Like I have kind of, a couple of things that I know I can do any day in any like vocal condition that
Mhm.
just feel really true to me. Now, granted, this is, we're not talking about appointments or very specific projects or learning from the show or anything like that. But yeah, and I have also found different things in stuff I've been doing since I moved to the city. Like things that I probably maybe shouldn't have been singing in my 20s and now that I'm not in my 20s, take a whole new approach to it, which is kind of fun and interesting, but also then too finding new things that just kind of speak to me more. Because I think I'm such a type A, I'm a rule follower. And
Mhm.
so I think it took me a really long time to realize that that's not what this is about. It's not about like, oh my gosh, this is 18 bars, I can't do this piece, or oh no, this doesn't show this and it doesn't show that. It's kind of like, well, no, they really just want to see you.
Yeah.
And again, that comes with the journey of figuring out who you are, being comfortable in your own skin, which, I don't know how much we've touched on that with your podcast, but, being in the arts and being told everything that's wrong with you for so many years, not wrong with you, let me rephrase, everything that you could maybe change to make yourself
Fitting the
more,
box. How do you
yeah,
fit
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
I
box?
feel like the
Sure.
getting to know you episode, that was a big thing for you. You're discovering
Yeah.
of let it all go. I'm not this exact
Oh
thing.
yeah. Oh yeah.
You are.
100%.
And
And
let me
and what was so awesome about your journey is you have this great talent for writing and for creating your own work. And for me, one thing that I've come to learn, which I think maybe in this content creator atmosphere might not sound very glamorous, but I've come to learn that I'm really good in the second step. I may not be creating things from the ground up, but I'm really good at fostering creative people. And
That's
then
like one
on
of
the
the
second
most
step, seeing what their vision is and being able to contribute to it, to streamline it if that's what it needs to,
I love this,
to add my
Katie.
Oh,
little.
that's great discovery because that's absolutely what I find as a creative that I feel like I need. I need that person. And that's why we all do, like, whether it is professionally or in
Yeah.
friendships, like
Mhm.
how you balance each other is just, yeah, thank goodness we have you.
Well,
But
Yeah.
thank
also,
you.
like,
And that's not to say that I don't create. It's
of
just
course.
that,
No, this is the perfect way to. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Katie,
no,
but this is how
please,
I see
please
it every
be
time.
in my brain.
No, being my well, you're
Be in my
sometimes in
brain.
mine, but how I see it every time is like, Sarah, when like you're in the forest and you can't see through the damn trees, but you're
Yeah.
like, you got all the trees in front of you, and you're like, oh, I got the forest. Like, I feel like sometimes Katie's really good at seeing through the trees at the
Yeah.
end,
Yeah.
and I
Or
think that
she's
is a
sending you the
huge,
maps. She's sending you
yeah,
the maps
and
via
I think that's
messaging.
a yeah, and I do think that's a really big I'm going to say producer thing because that's
Yeah,
so ridiculous.
absolutely.
But that is a part of producing, right? That I've sort of gotten better at producing a lot of my own stuff and doing that. That I notice inequality in someone else. I'm like, oh, they would be a good, producer.
Yeah, the
They're
five
great.
steps ahead. You got to see every
Yeah.
scenario. Like some people in their personal life would maybe call it like catastrophizing. Let me think of every
Mm,
single scenario and how it could go wrong.
I know how to do
But
that.
in terms, again, like where personal and professional maybe deviate,
Yeah.
that's not such a bad thing when
No, it's a
you're
great
in
thing.
the business of logistics
Yeah.
Oh,
and
we all creatives need it. Like that's like absolutely.
yeah.
That
And I
is
like
such an
process.
important part.
And
I
creative
do.
that includes creative process where there isn't, even if the process isn't to have a process. I
Mhm.
like process.
This is a really good, I mean, I know we were like, obviously, this is intro to Katie, but this is also like a really good conversation for those people that are like, wait, I am creative, but I also think logistically, like, where do I fit? Because I do think in the entertainment industry in general, and I'm talking podcasting, social media, I'm talking theater, television, there's always like, here's the writer, here's the actor,
Here are
here's
the
the creative.
boxes.
And these
Mhm.
boxes that we create are actually not a thing because you can be many things and you also don't necessarily have to be the person coming up with the idea to be a part of a creative world. Like I always
Not
got
everybody's supposed
stunted.
to be the star, right? It's like
Yeah,
that idea of like even as an actor, you have to understand like, oh, maybe I'm not always the star of that production. Maybe I am the second, right? The second lovers and stuff like that.
yeah,
But I also think there's a time and a place for all of those moments, right?
Like for an example, as a singer, I am not yet inspired to write songs for myself, but I love if and when I'm lucky enough to get, a new songwriter song, I love to interpret it. I love to get into the brain of someone else. I love to see what their vision is, add my little whatever to it, and then create something in that way. And I think that goes back to what we were just talking about. Like even this podcast, like this is your vision. This is what you guys, have wanted to do and bring to an audience.
Hmm.
So I love that. I want to be able to help foster that, right?
yeah,
And along the way, maybe you get a little Katie in there too.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I
Thank
think it's
goodness
a
we love that.
I think it's a beautiful thing to think about a position in life where you can keep a train that you're a part of on its tracks, right?
It's
Like that is a
satisfying.
really exactly like, I talk about this a lot with Tom too, because he very much like Katie feels a lot of the same feelings of like, I'm a creative person, but wait, I don't want to be the creative in this moment. I want to foster it. I want to be a
But
part of
also
it.
there's a pressure off in that where you can use a different hat. I use that on purpose.
Well,
That we all have. We all have 2 decades or more in the business, whatever business you are in, whether it is theater, whether it's television or film or writing. We all have a lot to bring to the table. And if that's so much of where I'm at this point in my career, it's like going to WWE for 7.5 years. I am a supporter to the talent. That's my background. I am a host interviewer that I'm pitching the ball to the stars so they hit it out of the park. But now at this point in my career, there's a lot more I can speak to being someone that's worked in every medium in entertainment,
Well, and it
And
scratches
you
like,
evolve in your career.
yeah, to your point, I'm sorry, I didn't mean
Yes.
to interrupt. It scratches the other itch, right? Like the left brain, right brain kind of thing. I've
Correct.
always been someone who my pragmatism has sometimes gotten in the way of
Good word.
my creative side. And instead of fighting that, and again, you graduate with your musical theater degree and you go to New York and you're like, okay, it's going to be, a few regional jobs and this, and then I'm going to make it and blah, blah, blah. And it's not letting go of that. It's just realizing that there is a way you can do both, right? Like
Mhm.
I love that.
and look, I'm still a work in progress. This is still a little bit, like you said earlier, a new pivot for me. And it has taken other voices in my life to be like, wait, you've been doing this. This isn't new for you.
I feel like we
Um,
should put a disclaimer on this entire podcast, not this episode, but this entire podcast that like we are a work in progress, people.
Well, I
Like
think
that is
that's
the
what,
aren't we
point.
all?
yes, and I think
That is
that's
the point.
what
Yeah.
we have to also understand, like, right in life, that we're never just finalized. And I feel like growth should be forever. That's something that I feel, with my mother, with the loss of my father, where she's learning how to be a new version of herself at 72.
That's so
Embracing the
different.
pivot. I mean,
Yes,
that I
life will
will.
throw us all these curveballs, and you have to be, what is the thing with like trees in the ground? You have to like you can't just plant yourself one place. You have to
Yes.
be able to completely grow and evolve.
There was
For
this
sure.
beautiful episode with Mel Robbins. If anyone gets a chance to listen to it,
I
it's
yeah, I listen to her all the time.
she's so great. But she did this one particular episode where she just said the three things we have to, that she would suggest out of all of her years of doing interviews with all these health people and all these amazing medical specialists. It's the three things, she would suggest we do to remain healthy. And this one doctor said this thing, and I can't remember the doctor's name. Katie will cite it later and be like, here's the doctor's name.
Get in the
But
chat.
yeah, exactly. Check the chat, Candice. But the doctor said this thing, exactly what Sarah just said, which was, we are not built like mushrooms and tree stumps. We don't have, our physical bodies don't have a big tree stump that we just plant in the ground, or a big mushroom that we plant in the ground and don't move. Our bodies are literally designed to move all the time. That's why the strongest part of our bodies is the bottom half, to constantly move with legs. She's like, I find it funny when people are like, I don't think I need to grow anymore, or growth scares me. She's like, why? You're not a mushroom. You're not a tree stump. And the visual of a tree stump and a mushroom, and then the visual of a human body is like, oh my God, they're so different. So yes, I think Sarah, you're hitting it exactly on the head, which is like, we're all meant to continue to grow. And I do think it's a generational thing with our parents, right? Being like,
No, I think
scary.
it's
You don't,
scary. No, I
it's
don't think
scary
it's
to them.
generation. I don't think it's generational. I
Oh,
think
you don't. I do. I feel like,
absolutely not. Absolutely
oh,
not.
interesting.
There are people that stay at the same job for 2 decades, right?
Well,
And
that
then
is very true.
so that's not our
That is very true.
lifestyle. We audition and have a job for a week. We audition, we have a job for a
Yes.
year. And then you don't have a job, right? And that's
Yeah.
terrifying. People
Yeah.
don't get that on a regular basis. But I forgot to tell you, I was
Oh,
trying to interrupt you earlier. I do actually call my legs tree stumps.
I call Tom's
Well,
legs tree stumps when they don't move. I'm like, move your tree stumps, bud.
No, mine are just chunky monkey
no, no, don't talk
No,
about my friend like
stumps.
that.
no, don't give me that
Thank you,
shit.
girls. Thank you, girls.
Don't give me
Um,
that.
That's something that I know with Chad. He's talked to me with being in a relationship with me, is that you and all of us get to celebrate when we work.
Yes, yes, of course.
Our work is so fulfilling that when we get the opportunity as a performer, as an actor, as a host, as a writer, to be in a creative team like that and be doing what we love, that's, even if stressful, it's a lot of work. We get exhausted, whatever. That's the beauty of it, right? Our work is finding jobs. A lot of people don't have understand that what we have. We're all of a sudden, we just like free fall when we don't have a job, but we have to be able to understand that's the change. How do I adapt? How do I evolve? How do I stay strong in these moments? And I think that's thrust upon us in the career we chose.
Yeah, it keeps us from being tree stumps.
Yeah, and I think the people that don't leave where they grew up because
Oh
they
yeah.
like,
And
but
there's
that's
nothing, look, there's nothing
that's
wrong with
yeah,
that either. People make choices for different
Oh,
reasons.
and
They
they
might
love
be
it. Yeah.
growing and evolving,
Yeah.
yes,
in a different way, and their career is their career in the same place is what
completely.
allows them to do that for sure. But I think too, to add to generational or, the performer aspect of always evolving, I think twofold. I think also there has been something, and maybe it was the pandemic, maybe not. Maybe it's the new kind of atmosphere of work where people aren't staying in the same place for, decades and whatnot.
Yeah.
But there's almost like a permission now to pivot, and to
Mhm.
pivot not when you're 20, not when you're
Yeah.
30, to pivot when you're 40 and when you're 50 and when you're 60. The fact that like the world sort of is starting to give permission to keep evolving. And
Yeah,
I
I think that
know,
is pandemic. I think you are correct, right?
yeah, I
Where
mean,
we
I
for
were
think
like,
me,
so
that's
oh,
too.
kind of, where it
life.
started
Yeah.
for sure.
And I think it's changing across the board in every industry. And what I mean by that is, Tom, my husband, is a healthcare recruiter. He recruits doctors and nurses and psychiatric workers and all these amazing people that have these careers that years ago, and I'm not even talking 20, I'm talking like 5 to 10 years ago, Tom would see a resume and someone would be there for, 10 years at a company and he'd be like, oh, they're loyal. Where
Yes.
now it's like if you're hopping on your resume, it's not looked as a bad thing. It's like, oh, you just
Yeah.
want better for yourself. And we're able to
Right.
accept that. So I do think that's a one. And he even said it himself. He's like, oh God, I used to think, oh, my resume is, I'm a hopping mess. No one's going to hire me. When he was sort of starting to figure out what he wanted to do outside of the entertainment industry. And that was scary to him because it was, I am a hopping mess to him on his resume. He was like, no one's going to think I'm loyal. I'm like, where did you get
But
that from?
all we know is hopping. And
And all we
honestly,
know is
Yeah.
hopping.
and also like, or whatever you want to call in a dance, there's probably a dancer term that's probably better than hopping.
A
Um,
jeté, a
yeah,
good
there you go.
jeté.
As someone now that's been in, and I talked to you about this, Candice, like I've been with my job now 8 years.
And
Katie,
that to me is such an accomplishment, eight
I
years.
was
It's
going to
like,
say that's like the dream, right?
right? No, it's been an interesting dream of like, can you imagine being on a show that has been on for 8 seasons? You know what I mean? Like
I
when
blow
we
my
get that
mind.
opportunity.
It's winning the lottery.
So I'll say someone that naturally does have that hustle hopping kind of attitude. I always feel like, oh gosh, when because
Sure.
you know it's inevitable. We all
Yeah.
know in life. So you do have to prepare yourself, but it is honestly who we are as people, ready to
Yes.
take on whatever the challenge doesn't make it less scary.
No, no. And
Absolutely.
especially as we get older, I think it makes it a little more scary, right? Because,
So true.
but
It's
I,
as I've gotten older, I'm like, wait, I do love staying home with Chad and cooking. And I'm like, wait,
and
I'm a
that's okay. But
I
here's
want
the
to
thing.
travel the world. I want to move on a moment, and I
Staying
think
home and cooking is pretty amazing.
I
I'm
was
making
gonna say
eggplant
like
palm tonight.
nesting.
You're making eggplant palm. I'm so proud of you.
I love eggplant. I will say this though, like back to the point of the hopping around, since I have worked in both the corporate
That's what I
world
wanted you to talk to, your
and the
corporate world
theater world,
experience.
I will say hire actors. Don't be scared to hire actors. I have gone from, doing things in the finance industry, in the pharmaceutical industry, and I was lucky enough to have people who knew me as a person and were willing to take a chance on me. And I think they would agree that it ended up working out. But mostly I think because to what we've been talking about. Like, now granted, I'm not saying every actor, like we all have our strengths and our weaknesses, but
Yeah.
there's a certain mentality of like learning on the spot, faking it till you make it, being able to speak to people, being able to look at people in the eye and engage. I mean, I was always so um surprised and yet like also kind of then proud when I would see these like high level people in meetings get really nervous and not be able to just interact on a human level with people. Like that is
Yep.
a skill a lot of us just have innately. And, having lived in another in another
My
world.
question always
Tell
is
me. Yes.
is it nature or nurture? Are we naturally already those kind of people to be performers and then went into that craft? And I was going to say, Katie, that was my thesis, for my master's, how theater arts teaches soft skills to be more successful in business.
It's the
Look,
truth.
I kind of have been a cheerleader for this for a minute now, just because I've been
Can
able to
we
see
start
how my
a
skills have
class?
transferred.
We might have to, we're going to have to discuss this business
Yeah.
career that
I,
I know maybe you guys should teach a class.
we could
I
do
mean,
workshops.
Like
With
see, this
what do
is
you call that? A master class?
No,
a
we could do
master class.
workshops at literally at major corporations. We
But
have to we'll
they have,
follow up,
there are companies that do this.
but we're going to be doing it.
Okay, for sure. Because our friend's husband, I believe, used to do this where they'll go in and
Yeah.
they'll teach these like interpersonal
Yep.
behavioral skills, communication
Yes.
skills.
That's
Yes.
everything that I did my thesis on.
But it really is, and being able to read people, I found in my
Yes.
last job
Theme
on the
study.
corporate side was really, really helpful, even with the way they would answer a question in a town hall or the way they would approach managing a team. It's really fascinating. I mean, that can be a whole nother podcast
No,
episode.
I literally could send you my thesis. We'll just
Oh,
put my
please.
thesis up. I
Sarah's
recorded
like,
it.
I'll send you some
I'll
wine.
send you
Here's
the
my
entire,
thesis.
Light
I did a
reading.
whole presentation for an hour. I'll send
Give
it
me
to
the
you.
PowerPoint. Let's do it. I want to see
Exactly.
Oh,
I
if
literally
there's a
have,
PowerPoint, I'll
I
join.
couldn't
I
agree
like
more.
pictures.
Because Katie, this is what I would say is like what I discovered in my career in my life is they will hire actors for certain things. So I worked with Mattel, I worked with Ford, I worked with major corporations because we're able to express, engage, and excite people about a product.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
That's
And I
what
No,
think
actors
that's a
do.
skill. I always wonder this too. I think that's a skill that, like you're both saying, is innately in us as actors, right? But is it something that is innately in all people? I don't know that answer. I do come from a family for sure that hates to publicly speak. I come from, my
Greatest fear.
mother,
It's
my,
still the
m-
greatest fear on earth
yes,
is
my
public speaking.
mother will never get out on stage and to do anything. I mean, just to
Well,
walk across the stage to hand me something. And I'm standing up there. She's like, nope. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Ma. Like, so I do think it's not innately maybe in all people, but I do think it can be taught to a certain degree, like certain tricks and stuff. I don't necessarily I grew up in the world of like, I was only comfortable on stage and I was awkward as a child, not on stage. Like in everyday
right.
life
Well,
was
it's
awkward.
being
Stage was easy.
yourself well, I think also it's being yourself versus being a character. And even if that character
Yes.
is yourself
It's
in
still, yeah,
public,
right, right, right,
because I
right,
think,
right.
there is a little bit of that in
So
all
there's
of
going to
us.
be listeners. Katie's going to be a little bit of producer
Yeah.
character, which I love. No, because we are producer.
and the
What are
voice of
we?
reason.
And the voice of reason. Yeah.
And
But
God sometimes.
Guys,
Sarah,
I'm feeling the pressure. I'm feeling the pressure. But no,
Sarah and I are like character hosts. No.
no, because I
Well,
think
I
what's
would
so
say
great is
yeah.
that you guys are very genuine and it comes
Well,
off
thank
that
you.
way, and which is why I'm excited to work with you guys because we're all also podcast lovers,
We
and
are.
when you hear a guest that is has a wall up, when you hear a host who's reading off of more of a script, and
Yeah.
and there's places for that for sure, but I think and correct me if I'm wrong, your vision and what you want is just to have conversations with a variety of people
Oh my
who
God. Yeah.
can inspire, teach your audience in some way. And I think that's great. And just to go back to our theme of evolving and
Evolving.
pivoting is like, I think for me, and I feel like you guys, share this quality. I'm always like not searching for knowledge, but I'm like running after learning something new, right? I love that
Yes.
part of life. And I know you guys.
Curiosity is one of the most important
Yes.
things in
And you
life.
guys have both been on the receiving end of me being like, oh my gosh, I just learned this thing. And I get like a kid. And I
Yeah.
know I like to
I
think
think
it's
it's beautiful.
endearing
One of the
quality.
most
I'm sure some
important
people are
things.
like, Katie, stop, like enough. I'm not gonna,
Well, then
read this
honestly,
or listen to this. But
those people are not your people. I think gravitate towards the people who nurture that and go, yeah, more of that because I want more of that, Katie. listeners, as a producer, Katie is going to be reaching out to guests that are coming on, just like Sarah and I. Like the three of us do a powwow where we're like, oh my God, here's some guests we think would be great. But if you think you'd be a great guest, I want you to reach out to us and Katie. We're going to put our email, we're going to put our podcast email in the, what is it called? Like the description section of the podcasting on Apple. So you can email us, but it's don't start the podcast at Gmail, but I'll put it in there. Because we want you to reach out to us if you have a thought, a topic, a theme, a guest. Sarah and I are open to talk. Sarah and I can talk to a wall.
Yes. Yes.
So if you have a thought,
as a good thing.
that's a good thing.
Send it. It's bad in dating, great in life.
How is dating, Katie?
Nope. Another episode.
Don't start. She said don't start.
She actually said don't start, because we will do another episode where I think Katie is going to be an amazing help, because I find it fucking fascinating, this dating app world.
It's something.
It's fascinating.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
I know, I'm excited. Before we
tell dating stories.
I have a few, even though I've been snatched up for a very long time. I do have a few. And they're pretty embarrassing.
Snatched up.
Before we let Katie go, Katie, we need to know your happiness, because, that's the Sarah and Candice thing. What brings you joy?
Well, this might be a little surface, but what brings me joy right now is the voice texting, voice notes. I love.
You got me into that. Now I'm voice memoing everybody. I love you.
But here's the thing. Think about it, right? It's so hard to interpret tone over text, right? Mm-hmm. And when you really have something to say to someone and you don't know if you call them, if they can pick up, but you're in the moment, you leave a voice text. And you know what? It's also considerate, because they don't have to listen to it right away. But when they do, they get like you in that moment feeling that thing. And it's something I always get such joy receiving them. And I love
talking
that
about the voice memos.
Yeah.
Oh, they make me uncomfortable.
Okay, so Sarah, I'm going to send you one. My voice memos.
Don't send it.
Wait. It's my happiness.
My voice.
I just don't want it.
Sarah, my voice memos are out of control. I sent one to Kate. I send Katie them all the time.
Yeah,
now,
that's pretty much
got
how we
me
text.
because she got me into it. And I'm like, oh, I like it. I can hear her voice. And while I'm doing something, I literally saved one, because I can't believe I said send on this. We were talking about something with a pitch and something I was doing and something she was working on with me and whatever. I'm talking into the phone. And I'm like, yeah. And then after like realizing what was happening in my present life, because I wasn't paying attention, that I was like, hey, Maverick, don't put your head in the oven. All right, Katie, I'll call it. And I sent it. And then I was like,
oh my God, that's so
But I love it, because I felt like I was there with you.
Yes.
Because the oven was open and I have a double oven front, top and bottom. And he was trying to look in while I was putting in his fucking dinner, and he was sticking his head.
Put your head in the oven.
Don't put your head in the oven.
I mean, obviously that didn't bring me joy, but like I said, I got a little
very charming,
sneak peek into your life right then, and it made me happy. And I just, I kind of miss the talking on the phone sometimes, so I feel like the voice note. Yeah, I mean, look, these kids talk about dating. They'll never know what it was like for like a boy or girl to call your house and have to talk to your parent first, and then you take like
that is a whole nother conversation.
To go to the movies, but it was so.
But like the tone, it's more because tone. Like I like to, if you're sad and you send me a voice text, then I know, like, get on it right away. If you're happy, then I get to celebrate with you. Like I love a voice text.
All right.
Controversial, perhaps.
That's exactly controversial.
But right now it's my happiness, Sarah. Just after this,
I'm sending one.
Barge you.
I'm sending one to Sarah, and she's gonna be like, I can't
get your head out of the oven.
Get your head out of the oven.
PSA, if you're ever texting me and you're like, it'd be easier for me to just talk, voice text away. I love it. I will receive it with joy.
All right. Aww. I got a flu shot today. It's not happy, but I felt like I was like,
how do you feel?
Protecting myself. Is that my happiness?
That is a happiness. How do you feel?
I mean, I feel fine, but I feel like I'm not usually consistent with doing a flu shot. How do you guys feel about your flu shots?
Every year.
You do every
Clockwork.
year.
Mhm.
We're going on that cruise to Egypt.
Oh,
So
I would definitely do it if I was
Yes.
going on a cruise to Egypt.
Mom and I are going in
Do it.
September, which is obviously the happiness of it.
Oh,
But
that is the happiness
That
too.
is
I
awesome.
did get malaria shot
Mhm.
before India.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
And those
So I need to-
pills. Oh,
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
I was effective, but I also love that we got to do this from home and hug our puppy dogs, as you saw. She's very needy.
I'm not gonna lie. I think that's my happiness today is
Look
Canoli
at
passed
it's
out on the
adorable.
couch,
I feel like we still need to use the "Don't Start" sign in the background.
like lit up
Yes.
my
with
God.
With
cannoli.
My
Canoli.
happiness
So,
is
yeah.
dogs, and
glowing.
I'm talking about texting. Great, guys. Great.
Oh no.
Thanks.
So Juno, have I told you this? Juno pokes us with her nose. Have I told
Like,
you that? Or,
yes, you told me. She
she's like herds us. But like she's like was sitting below me, just like poking me in the leg.
Oh, I love that.
I love it. Dogs are so smart, but Cannoli's not doing anything. Look
So
at
what's
the
your
scroll down.
eggplant parm recipe?
Oh, you want it? I'll text it to you. It's hard though.
No,
Like
it's just bread it,
bread it,
forget it.
fry
Bread
it.
it and forget it.
Forget it.
But you can. I bread it, but what my mom always taught me is we fry it
Mm.
in the frying pan
Got it.
sometimes.
Yeah.
And
Then
then
you baked
then
it.
we sauce and cheese and mozzarella and bake it. And what my mom always does, which I think is really good, she always adds parsley, basil, oregano to her breading.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
I
yes.
love parsley. Parsley to me is
Good
like,
stuff.
and it sucks because I have the cilantro soap gene. So parsley and cilantro
Oh.
look a lot alike if they're full
I feel like we
leaf,
should talk
right?
about that.
Do we
So
believe it to be true?
it tastes like soap. When I eat a lot of cilantro, I don't like it.
You have
I
it when
love
you
it.
eat the Mexican place we went to? There must have been some cilantro in
Yeah, I
that.
pick it off because usually the
She
big
picks it
leaf I
off.
can
That's
pick it
true.
off. Yeah. Or
Wait,
I
aren't
ask
you
for
the
no
one, Katie, aren't you the one with you when you eat asparagus, your pee doesn't smell?
No, mine does. I learned recently that there's some people whose pee does not smell, and I got really jealous.
Right, that's right. We had that
You eat a
conversation.
lot of asparagus?
I
No, but
like
I like it,
asparagus.
and I
I do
avoid it
too.
on a menu. Oh, that's right. We're out to dinner, and I normally avoid it on a menu because I'm like, because I was,
You don't want your pee to
Bothers you
smell.
that much?
well, not when I'm by myself, but I was at the shore, and I was like, I'm not staying in my own place, and I just don't. I'm so sensitive to smell,
she's
though.
So,
I'm super.
I am
Katie's
too.
Katie's very conscious of other people. I would have been like, I'm eating
You're
the
very
asparagus. My pee stinks,
Yes, of
everybody.
course. I am very smell oriented
Yeah.
with a lot of things. Like the other day I kissed Chad and I said, "You taste like cotton candy." And he goes, "I just ate a cotton candy ice pop."
Ooh.
But I
Yeah.
guess that's not, I guess that's taste.
That's taste.
No, but that smell. You
I
smell
think it
first
was
before you
smelt. I
taste.
smelt it. Yeah.
Guys,
Anyway,
you know
smelt
what
it before you dealt
you
it.
smelled it
We
before you
gotta
dealt it. You know what we know what we're
go.
gonna say. Don't
Yeah.
start.
Don't
We gotta go.
start. Katie, thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see
Oh,
you
my
next
God.
time because you're with us every time.
Yay!
Because you're
Katie's
stuck
here.
with me.
Yahoo!
Thanks for joining us today.
You can follow us on Instagram at Don't Start Podcast.
Or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
And we'll see you next time, friends.
Don't Start is produced by Anthony Street Productions.